All right. Now, federal government, lots of crazy things are happening right now, although it's not as interesting as one might think it is. Here's what I think. Justin Trudeau just reshuffled his cabinet, and it's a smaller cabinet. Now, Justin Trudeau is not one to be smaller and more efficient. It is now again rejigged to be gender balanced, I guess, because it's 2025 almost, which is a thing that liberals care about. You know, they care about diversity over competence. And I think that is part of the reason why we're in this mess as a country. But before the cabinet shuffle was announced, and again, I want to reiterate, it's a smaller cabinet. I don't think it's designed to be more efficient. I think Justin Trudeau is having a tough time getting volunteers to play in the band after the Titanic struck the iceberg. So there are a lot of cabinet ministers who are doubling up right now. But before the cabinet was announced, Jagmeet Singh, leader of the NDP, Justin Trudeau's biggest enabler, I think realized he wasn't going to get a ceremonial cabinet position. Yeah, I think he would have loved to have been at health or jobs or something. And so he announced that he's going to go nuclear on Justin Trudeau. Says Justin Trudeau failed in the biggest job a prime minister has, to work for people, not the powerful. And he tweets this on the day after somebody catches him in like an Air Canada pod in first class. The NDP will vote to bring this government down and give Canadians a chance to vote for a government who will work for them. So 2 days ago, this Yahoo is saying, oh, no, Justin Trudeau has to resign. Resign, then all we get is a new Liberal leader. And again, my point remains, the problem then of fixing the problem is left up to Liberal Party members and not Canadians who deserve a chance to re-elect or unelect a prime minister. We should have a say. But for him, he was taking the say away from us and trying to, as the NDP leader, decide who gets to lead the Liberals. Like, I know you are on a power trip, Jagmeet, but that's not how it works. And I don't believe a word this guy says, because he, as Pierre Poilievre points out, there's no chance to introduce a non-confidence motion to bring down the government for at least a month, maybe more. Parliament has risen, and since September, he propped up Justin Trudeau. He voted 8 times against having an election. And just as Poilievre points out, just 11 days ago, you voted against a non-confidence motion that was filled with his own words, because the Conservatives are very clever that way. Had you voted the other way, we'd almost be halfway through the election now. Yeah. Not only that, do you believe Jagmeet Singh is going to vote against the government? I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this, because he's a known liar on this issue. Remember when he said that he had torn up the confidence agreement that he had with the Liberals? And then he continued to vote with the Liberals? So I'm not sure I believe him on this. Now, here's the reason I do believe him on this, is because I think, when does the Parliament sit again? End of January, it sits again. Well, here's why I think Jagmeet Singh just might vote against the government. And it's because I think he is a self-serving parasitic lech who is in it for himself. And if on the very first day that Parliament sits, he votes to bring down the government with the Conservatives, well, wouldn't you know it, he would qualify for his pension, which kicks in on February 25th. So he would be through, like, there's enough time between going, like, having a confidence vote and running out the clock on an election campaign for him to get his pension. So he waited just long enough. He screwed Canadians and screwed us and screwed us and screwed us until he got his pension. That's what this all comes down to. So now that his pension's going to kick in, yeah, he just might do it. This is the most Jagmeet Singh thing that Jagmeet Singh has ever done. What a loser. An absolute loser. He's no hero. He's like Chrystia Freeland, just a self-serving parasite. He could have done something about this to alleviate the pain and suffering of Canadians months ago, years ago. Chrystia Freeland, she could have spoken up at any point and said she was Justin Trudeau's biggest enabler too. Couple of losers. They're not heroes. They're not doing the right thing. They're serving themselves instead of Canadians. And people like that don't deserve to be anywhere near the levers of power. The loser. We've got a video from earlier this week. MPs laugh at Jagmeet Singh because he's a loser. He's a comical loser. And you know what the worst part is? He thinks that we don't see through exactly what he's doing. You know, he thinks that we don't get that the House has risen for winter break. And now you release a statement saying, oh, I'd be glad to vote down the government. Oh, yeah, coincides exactly right time with you to get your pension. Jerk. Anyways, let's watch this. He's getting laughed at because he deserves it.
People are right to be angry. They've got a prime minister who's more interested in protecting his own job than defending Canadians against Trump. We've got a prime minister who has failed to defend workers from rich CEOs that the Conservatives love, who continue to rip off Canadians and drive up the cost of food and homes. The prime minister has failed. For New Democrats, it's always workers first and not CEOs. And not CEOs who the Conservatives want to defend. So will the prime minister acknowledge he has failed? He has to quit. Yeah.
What an idiot. No, he doesn't have to quit. You can make him quit as prime minister. You can't make him quit as the Liberal leader. And quitting as the Liberal leader only means that they get to re-elect the next Liberal leader who by default gets to be the prime minister. This guy's trying to take away the voice of Canadians. And we're supposed to laud him as a hero? What a loser. Absolute loser.